Let's kick it.
Hi, fans. Welcome to this edition of Inside the Igloo, an inside look of the Jacksonville Icemen hockey team. And we are just weeks away from the start of the 2020-2021 season. And as is the case in this segment, the roster continues to grow. In the latest edition, another fantastic signing for the club as the team agreed to terms with veteran forward Matt Marquardt, who joins us here on the segment. And Matty, you and I, we go way back, man. And so I got to say, I was real excited to hear that you're on board. I look forward to working with you again. And I guess I just got to say, hey, it's welcome to Jacksonville.
Thanks. I'm very excited. Like you said, we have a long history. We've worked together for a long time, and it's going to be nice to get there and see a couple familiar faces. I've played with a few of the guys that are signed on this year, so it'll be nice to come in. We've been putting together a pretty good team and keeping an eye on the signings. And no, I'm extremely excited. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to have you. I know the fans were certainly buzzing on social media. I think they like obviously your experience and your production, but they love that you're a big guy and certainly a big body guy. I guess we could say big body hockey. We used to say, it's it's one of those things where I know that it was a welcome addition here from that standpoint, but I know that they're really trying to build that family environment. As you mentioned already, hockey's such a small world. You already know some of the guys here. That kind of has to help you from a standpoint as you're going to a situation where it won't be as foreign because you kind of know a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the hockey community is small when you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it. Just asking a player where they're from or where they played, you can ask, did you play with this guy? Do you know that guy? And then, something starts up. But 13 years ago, I started my career with Wasey Rabbit, so it's nice to kind of reconnect with him. I played overseas with Eric Neely, which is another guy that I know really well, and I know how he plays, and I know what type of person, what kind of leader and what kind of character guy he is. And as you say, the hockey world's a small world, and a guy like Cam Critchlow is a guy I've talked to a lot about Jacksonville, and we've never actually hung out or met each other. We got a lot of very close mutual friends. And in a situation like this, it's a very difficult year for everybody in the hockey world, and just felt very fortunate to find a place that was getting going here in December, and I couldn't be more excited to get down and meet my teammates and the rest of the staff and everyone involved with the Icemen and get to work here.
You mentioned it's a very odd situation this year with everything going on as it relates to COVID-19, and you initially signed on with the Norfolk Admirals here in this league, and obviously they're one of the several teams now that have opted out, just basically due to some of the regulations in those respective states, but. It kind of was fortunate for you. Jacksonville certainly was very interested in bringing you on board, but you happen to be, I believe, you had a kind of an inside track on it because I think you happened to be maybe in Edmonton at the same time that Wasey Rabbit was there, and you guys met up, and I'm certain Wasey kind of told you a little bit about what to expect here.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. My best friend from here in North Bay, Ontario, job got moved out to Edmonton, and I just went out to visit him. I hadn't seen him in a while, and was going to go. Him and his wife got married during COVID, so nobody's really been around to visit them. And when things kind of happened with Norfolk, where they opted out, there's a lot on my mind and a lot of downtime since March. I thought, I'll go. Hit the refresh button a bit, visit a good, my best friend, and kind of see what happens. And I ended up getting a call, just looking into, there's very few veteran spots, and was just kind of trying to see what was out there. And me being my own agent, I kind of had to do a bit of the legwork again on my own, and reached out, made a few calls, and then just happened, Wasey was living in Edmonton. It's where I was. He was only like 20 minutes away. So we met up for coffee, had a chat, just about everything about Jacksonville and what a great place it is to play. And, it was great. Had some really great conversations with Smurf. And, I think our goals, myself as a player and him as a coach, and the way he likes to approach the game, and what he's trying to do there in Jacksonville, our goals really aligned. Um, and it was things kind of went pretty quick from there, but very fortunate, very happy to be on board with Jacksonville.
You look at your career, and I mean, you're about, I think you're at 800 games just about here, and a lengthy career, and a lot of it at the next level. There, you've got over 260 games in the American Hockey League. You've played over in Europe. You've played in this league. You've won championships at several levels. So you look at you as a player, and I look at you as a person too. I think of guys that just love the game of hockey. I do think of you sometimes. I mean, you just love everything, I think, that goes about it, the people and the culture of it, and just playing it. Obviously it's got to be something it's big to you without question. It's your career, but when you look at guys that really embody the game, you're living out a dream right now here, and you being able to play it for so long.
For sure. I mean, I love the game. I still love it. I think I never consider it as a job, but it's the best job in the world. We get to play a kid's game for a living, and people welcome us into their community, and really make us one of their own. So that's something I really enjoy, and meshing with the people in the community. Obviously, this year is going to be a little bit different, but like you said, this is such a great game. It's a beautiful sport. Brings a lot of people together, and I just I still love to compete. I still feel there's a lot of gas left in the tank. Like you said, I've played a long time, but again, I still enjoy it. If I wasn't having fun, I could find something else to do. But I love coming to the rink every day. I love trying to help lead by example, and just make it a fun place to go every day. At the end of the day, hockey's fun to me, and to all of us. So I just want to come in and keep playing, and it's the best.
Well, that's where I was kind of going, because having worked with you in the past, and just the way you are in the locker room, and you could tell you love it, and everybody else around you is feeding off that, and that excitement as well. And you talk about your lengthy career. Hey, it's been very productive, and you look at your last 3 seasons right now, especially over there when you were playing in England and in Scotland. You've put together 3 in a row, 40+ point seasons. So no doubt you're certainly get it done there on the ice, and you've really done that your entire career. And really, how are you feeling heading into this year, another season upon us?
I feel great. Honestly, I've been working really hard. On the ice, now that we've been lucky enough, even with some of the lockdowns and some of the things that have been taken away due to COVID, being able to get on the ice and work at it. And no, I just like to come in and try and contribute any way I can. I've had a few different roles over the last few years, but at the end of the day, I just want to win hockey games. So whatever I got to do to help the team do that. And I feel that I play better when there's some responsibility on my shoulders, and I like to have responsibility and have be a leader, and just try and set the tone for things, whether it's on the ice, off the ice. We talk about culture is a big thing now, with just creating a good culture in the locker room, and that really resonates with trying to build a championship team. I mean, won in 2012, and I think a lot of that, we had some great players, we had a good team, we were very well coached, but I think when you look at it, it was all due to off ice and just the camaraderie and the team spirit and the culture inside the locker room. So yeah, that's just something I just love to do. And like we talked about, it's so much fun to play, and I really I'm looking forward to this season and coming in and contributing. Like I said, I feel I got a lot left in the tank, and that's what I'm looking to come in and make an impact this year.
Well, let's talk a little bit. You talked a little bit about winning the championship there in 2012, and honestly, I was right there with you. It was quite a ride, without question, as you won a Kelly Cup with the Florida Everblades there, and really, when you look at that season and how it went in down the stretch, there was a point there, like in February, that your team had lost 9 in a row. Didn't look like the team was going to make the playoffs. A 10 in a row. Okay, yeah, I forgot it. Let's not.
It was my first 10 games.
Yeah, yeah. You're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what kind of situation did I get into? Lost 10 in a row, and nothing was going right. But then a couple key pieces came in, and then as the season started to end, you felt like something's starting to come together here. And boy, did it ever once the playoffs started. I mean, you guys rolled. It was 15-3 was your record. I don't think there was really a point where you guys just felt like you were this wasn't going to happen. You guys made certain, pulled together. It was certainly a band of brothers that got the job done, and it was quite a ride. It was a lot of fun, and you guys come away with the championship. Just talk about really, I mean, how special that really was. I know that it was, but from your perspective on the players side, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I touched on it a little bit, and it's something. I mean, I won a championship in junior. Came close a few of my first years as a pro, but then you do get that championship at the pro level. But even at the junior level, once you get a taste of it, that's what you're seeking all the time. And like I said, it's the culture inside that locker room that's usually the difference maker when something like that happens. And I got traded to Florida, lost 10 straight, took a good long look in the mirror and just said, hope it's not since I was acquired that this kind of went on a bit of a skid. But no, we had some great character guys and just leaders in that locker room and great coaching staff. And we all just sat down and, talked about things and got things out in the open, and just decided that if we're going to do this thing, we got to play a certain way. Guys need to, check their egos at the door, and everybody assume a role, and, names on the cup are in alphabetical order, not order of importance. So that side of things, you got to kind of forget about and just do what's right for the team and put the team first. And that's really what we did to a man in that locker room. I mean, we had guys that were potential ECHL all-stars that by the end weren't playing, or had to kind of sit a few nights out, and that could be the difference, whether it's not that anybody's bad apples, but
Right, yeah.
because we're all competitive people and you always want to play. But I mean, just the attitudes on some of the guys that might have had to take a little bit of a backseat or a secondary role, but just embraced it to be part of something special. I mean, it was great. And talking to a lot of it, we're all really good friends today, and we talk about it and we reference that, and that's kind of your jump off points when you talk about being kind of injected into a different team where you're trying to turn things around. That was my role the last couple of years, was to try and help an organization that hadn't done very well in the past, kind of change a bit of the culture and try and turn things around there. And I mean, I'd originally signed in Norfolk, and that's for their new with their new GM Ryan McGinnis, who's on my team.
Yeah.
A big part of that championship. So those kind of things are, like I said, special, and they stick with you for a long time. And hockey you're in the business of winning. So if you're part of a winning organization, that only benefits you, further down the line in your career. And, people always remember things like that. So yeah, it was a very special time. But again, something that's really stuck with me, and something I've been kind of still chasing down. I really want to win, and that's why we all play the game. So.
Well, we're glad to have you on board here, Matt, no doubt, and bring some of that leadership and that winning attitude, that mindset here to Jacksonville. I think it's a good time, a good young group that's returning here, and you're going to be part of that there, especially on that leadership role, and with some of the other guys there, and Wasey and Perkovich, and again, we're all really looking forward to it. And you going back to that championship run with Florida. I remember it. You had an opportunity. You had a pretty big moment, I would say. Game 3, the overtime winner. I remember it just like it was yesterday. A nice hard slap shot from the left wing there, and it ripped in for the game-winning tally to win a Kelly Cup final game. So as far as goals go, that one's got to rank right up there.
For sure. I think it was the call that kind of made it too when you watch it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and John Curtis are up in the booth. Yeah, we've got.
No, I mean it was special. I mean, in the finals of a championship finals in overtime, to take the lead in the series and kind of shift the momentum. You know, there was that whole playoff kind of fell where we had seeded, kind of helped us with the whole 2-3-2 format with the distance thing. So we kind of made it a goal of ours to split on the road at least, and then take care of business at home. And we never lost a home game that whole playoff.
Yeah,
So
11-0.
that was pretty special. But you know, it was such a tight series, the first two games in Vegas, and to bring it back home to Florida there and to win that in overtime is definitely up there for sure. In my professional career, that's the biggest goal.
Well, looking at your career, you know, did you have any influence, Matt? Like, are there any players you modeled your game after, or just enjoyed watching growing up? I know, like I said, you're very dialed into the game, but was there anyone that maybe you modeled yourself after?
I loved watching Wendell Clark and Cam Neely when I was younger. You know, just some power forwards that just love to shoot the puck and play physical, and just and then later on in my career, as you know, I started thinking that, you know, maybe I could do this for a living, and kind of watched a few players that I think I could try and mold my game after. I mean, in junior, I was a big Rick Nash fan. You know, he was a goal scorer in junior, and you know, we kind of had the same body type, you know, tall, and you know, I just really liked his game. Just he's a big guy that loved to score goals, and you know, led by example. And Todd Bertuzzi was another player. I just thought, you know, just created a lot of space for people. And when I kind of started to grow into my frame and realized that, you know, I was a power forward myself, just to kind of have a style that's not, you know, I don't want to say common, but just maybe something a little bit different. Just that, you know, in junior, I'd scored a lot of goals, and just being that big power forward that, you know, I play really physical when I need to be, but more so just to create space and time and space for myself, my line mates, and my teammates, and you know, just really shoot the puck all the time. That's kind of my bread and butter. My best asset, I think, is my shot. So just kind of watch guys that tried to kind of get into spaces and use their frame to create space to get scoring chances. But yeah, those would be the type of guys I'd watch growing up to kind of get an idea of the player I wanted to be.
Away from the rink, you know, what are some of Matt Marquardt's interests? What do you do? What do you like? Just to kind of lighten the personal side of you.
I like to play golf. I mean, I'm not super serious golfer, and you know, I'd be a very average bogey golfer, but I just like to get out and do something a little bit different. And I like to, you know, it's a part of my summer I really enjoy. Just kind of, you know, you wear your skates sometimes twice a day for 8 to 10 months a year. It's nice to just do something else and find another sport that, you know, you're around the same people, but they just like to, you know, play golf as well. Big WWE fan. Usually pretty dialed into more so the classic stuff. Big fan back, you know, like late 80s, early 90s stuff, but still kind of keep an eye on it today. No, other than that, pretty much into everything. You know, I'm pretty laid back and like to experience new things. Obviously right now, something I'm excited about when this stuff's all over is maybe checking out a concert or some live sporting events, things like that. My younger brother's a country artist, and you know, I really enjoy watching him and his shows, but you know, just big music fan in general. So I like to take in concerts and check out live events. So that's something when this is all over with, and you know, we're all patient and get back to doing things like that.
Is there anything that you changed with your approach going into a year this year as opposed to previous years? I mean, obviously there's so much going on. We're all dealing with the protocols right now, trying to make sure everything's safe for not only the staff, the fans, and you guys, the players, but is there anything that's been different for you? Has it been a little bit more difficult to train because maybe ice wasn't available? Really just, you know, what's different going into this season as to obviously the ones in the past?
I think the layoff, I mean, it's so unique, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to think that, having played hockey for, geez, almost 30 years, and this is the longest kind of layoff for a lot of people, like not just professional hockey players, but just people that do it as a leisure activity. No, I think I kind of I'm a glass half full type guy, and just kind of saw it as an opportunity to playing 13 years pro. There's a lot of wear and tear and bumps and bruises that I was a lot able to use my downtime to kind of heal and do some things that sometimes having played overseas or playing in North America and then starting a season overseas, the off season is very short. The first year I went to the UK, I was a full-time master's student. So, there was a couple seasons there that got pretty condensed and one seemed to kind of trail right into the other. So just kind of saw that time, as much as it was tough to kind of not see people that you want to see and hang out with friends and family, things like that. Just saw it as a bit of an opportunity to prepare myself. And like I said earlier, I feel really great going into this season. So I try and approach every year a little bit the same. I don't set any, personal goals or anything like that. It's just to make an impact, to be a solid, dependable player. Just to play hard, compete, and come to the rink every day, smile on my face, and go to work. So that's what I'm really excited about. I mean, everybody's chomping at the bit, and more so this year, I think we could really see, how much hockey means to players. And it's pretty cliche that you don't know what you have, or you don't realize how much you appreciate something until it's taken away or it's not there anymore. And I think guys like Wasey, Perk, myself, some older guys that we don't know how many years we have left. We're definitely on the back nine of our career, but we see a lot of guys from around the hockey community that this COVID thing ended their careers, and just have an opportunity to play. I'm very fortunate, and I'm very, very excited to get on the ice and get playing. So that would be something I think using this time to really assess kind of myself, my career, and where it's headed. But just to really enjoy the moment and really enjoy playing hockey, because I feel very lucky to still be doing it, especially in a situation like this that gonna really be excited here once we hit the ice in Jacksonville.
Well, one last question before I let you go, Matt. I know that Jacksonville is one of the newer teams in the ECHL. I think their first year was your first year, going over to play in the UK. So, really, you haven't really had a chance to play here so much, even as an opponent or anything. So I'm certain maybe in your talk with Wasey and maybe coach, what do you know about hockey at Jacksonville?
Oh, I just heard that, it's a beautiful state-of-the-art facility, beautiful building, great people. Fans are wild, and they enjoy their hockey. And, just speaking from knowing my experience in Florida, every time, I've only played in Florida for the Florida Everblades, but every other team we've went to in that division, or playing in Orlando, I know it was wild. So, maybe some of the fans that were disappointed that I was headed to Jacksonville, they weren't in the league when I was here. So it's not a rivalry for me, but no, it definitely is now. And you could definitely see, I've checked out a lot of the highlights and things like that. And the building's always, looking packed, and people are really enjoy their hockey there. And I'm just really, looking forward to being back in the ECHL. I really enjoy the league. Really enjoyed my time there. Excited to be back, and heard nothing but great things in Jacksonville, and excited to see it for myself.
We're glad to have you on board here. And as Bob Arablo, our president, says, welcome to the Jacksonville Icemen family. And you're going to be part of that here in the next several weeks as we get going. So listen, Matt, thanks so much for spending a couple minutes to chat with us. Let the fans get an opportunity to know you a little bit. I know they're excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you here. You'll come next week when camp opens. But we'll be seeing you soon.
Right on. I'm excited, Reader. I'm thanks to all the Jacksonville Icemen fans on social media for the warm welcome, and like I said, excited to get there and get to work and catch up with you, Reader.
All right, sounds like a plan. That is Matt Marquardt, the latest addition to the Jacksonville Icemen roster, joining us here on Inside the Igloo. Before we close things out again, folks, opening night is December 12th. So make certain that you get your tickets for that. Ticket packages are also available as well. We will be going at a limited capacity, at least to start the year. So the best way to ensure your seat is to pick up a package. Go to jacksiceman.com. We've also got some holiday packs. We don't forget about the puck club that we have called the Biscuit Box. These are all great ideas for some holiday shopping. So again, jacksiceman.com or jacksonvilleiceman.com, whichever you prefer. It'll get you to the same spot. You can get some great holiday gifts there as well. Thanks again for tuning in. For Matt Marquardt, I've been your host here today, Alex Reed, for this edition of Inside the Igloo. Until next time, see you then. Let's kick it.